Over the course of his 25 years of experience dealing with successful people in a variety of contexts, including business, colleges, and relationship settings, Stephen Covey came to the realization that high achievers frequently struggle with a feeling of loneliness. He examined a number of books on self-improvement, self-help, and popular psychology that were written throughout the course of the last 200 years in an effort to comprehend the reason for it. He was in this location when he became aware of a striking historical difference between two different kinds of success. Prior to the First World War, success was thought to be a result of having a morally upright character. Characteristics such as humility, fidelity, honesty, courage, and justice were included in this category. On the other hand, following the war, there was a transition toward what Covey calls the personality ethic. It was believed that one's personality, public image, habits, and talents were related to their level of success in this context. On the other hand, these were merely superficial and fleeting achievements, which ignored the most fundamental aspects of life. The argument put forth by Covey is that in order to attain long-term success, it is not your personality that needs to be developed, but rather your character. In comparison to what we say or do, what we are speaks a great deal more. The character ethic incorporates a number of guiding ideas within its framework. According to Covey, these concepts are self-evident and can be found in the majority of ethical, social, and religious systems. They are applicable everywhere. You are able to perceive reality in its true form when you place value on the appropriate principles. This serves as the basis for his best-selling book, which is titled The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. The 7 habits that Stephen Covey talks about are the most important character traits that lead to happiness and success. The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People suggests a way to improve your personal and social effectiveness that is based on strong principles. Instead of changing how your behavior and attitudes show on the outside, it tries to change your heart, character, and motivations. Habit 1. Be proactive. Being assertive is the first and most important habit of a successful person. Being proactive means more than just making things happen. It means taking charge of your life. So you don't put the blame for your behavior on outside things like your circumstances. You own it because it was a choice you made based on your beliefs. People who are proactive are driven by their ideals, while people who are reactive are driven by their feelings. Even though things outside of you can hurt you, your inner character doesn't have to be broken. How you deal with these things is what matters most. Some people are proactive and work on changing the things they can, while others are reactive and work on changing the things they can't change. They build up bad energy by blaming other people or things for making them feel like victims. In turn, this gives other forces the power to control them forever. Habit 2. Begin with the end in mind. Covey says to picture your funeral to better understand this routine. He wants you to think about how you want your family and friends to remember you, what you want them to remember about your accomplishments, and how you changed their lives. This thought experiment can help you figure out some of your most important values that should guide how you act. That being said, every day should help you reach your overall goal for your life. When you know what's most important to you, you can live your life in service of that. The second habit is to find old scripts that are keeping you from what's most important and write new ones that are in line with your core values. This means that when problems come up, you can handle them honestly and with initiative because you know what you stand for. Habit 3. Put first things first. Do the following things to start this chapter with Covey's help. What is one thing that you could do every day that would make your personal life better but don't? In the same way, what is one thing you could do to make your work or professional life better? Habit 1 tells you that you are in charge of your life, and Habit 2 is about being able to picture and name your most important values. Habit 3 is about putting these 2 habits into action. It focuses on the practice of self-management that works well through free will. You become aware that you have the power to make big changes in your life right now by asking yourself the questions above. Habit 4. Think win/win. Covey says that win-win is not a method, but a way of thinking about how to deal with people. This way of thinking tries to find a solution that works for everyone. This means that all deals or solutions are good for both sides, and everyone is happy with the end result. To have this attitude, you need to see life as a team effort, not a race. As a result, any conclusion other than a win-win situation goes against the goal of interdependence, which is the best state to be in. So if you want to have a win-win attitude, you need to get into the habit of being a good interpersonal boss. Habit 5. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. Covey says that if you want to get along better with other people, you should try to understand what's going on before you try to make yourself known. Speaking clearly is the most important skill you can learn, and an important part of being successful in general. Covey says that while you spend years learning to read, write, and speak, not much time is spent learning how to listen. You'll want to talk to and listen to people without making them feel influenced if you have strong morals. As a result, your character shows what kind of person you are. It will make people trust you and want to talk to you more. A good listener will listen with the goal of understanding, while most people listen with the goal of responding. That's what it means to listen with empathy. If you listen with empathy, you can put yourself in the other person's shoes. Because of this, they think and feel the same way about the world. Because of this, hearing with empathy helps you see things more clearly. You'll be amazed at how quickly people will open up when you listen to them with the goal of understanding them. The next step is to make yourself known after you think you understand what's going on. It takes guts to do this. You can talk about your ideas in a way that fits with the listener's beliefs and worries if you use what you've learned about empathic listening. Because you'll be talking in the same language as your audience, your thoughts will seem more real. Habit 6. Synergize. In situations where synergy is functioning at its highest level, it encompasses the desire to create agreements that are beneficial to both parties through empathic communication. It is the core of a leadership style that is centered on principles. Because it is predicated on the idea that the whole is greater than the sum of its parts, it brings people together and gives them the ability to unleash a great deal of power. The actual challenge is to incorporate the concepts of synergistic creative cooperation into your interactions with other people. According to Covey, examples of synergistic interpersonal group collaboration are frequently overlooked, despite the fact that participating in such activities ought to be a regular part of your life. In its most fundamental form, synergy can be understood as a creative process that necessitates openness, collaboration, and vulnerability. To do this, it is necessary to strike a balance between the mental, emotional, and psychological distinctions that exist among a group of individuals, and, as a result, to develop new perspectives of thought among the members of the group. Creativity is at its peak in this particular setting. Synergy is the concept of efficacy as a reality that is interdependent. In order to accomplish this, it is necessary to work together, to develop a team, and to establish unity with other people. Habit 7. Sharpen the saw. Renewing oneself through the following 4 aspects is the focus of this 7th habit, which is all about improving yourself. Managing stress, maintaining a healthy diet, and engaging in physical activity. This entails taking care of your physical body by eating healthily, getting sufficient amounts of sleep, and engaging in regular physical activity. Emotional and social skills include service, empathy, harmony, and an innate sense of security. Your sense of safety and significance are both enhanced as a result of this. Clarification of values and commitment, research, and meditation are essential spiritual practices. By concentrating on this aspect of your life, you will be able to get closer to your core and the values that you hold within yourself. Reading, imagining, planning, and writing are all functions of the mind. Maintaining a state of continuous education implies extending your mental capacity. This is absolutely necessary for one's efficiency. Simply expressing and exercising all 4 of these motives on a regular and consistent basis is what is meant by the phrase sharpening the saw. Because you are the instrument of your performance. This is the most significant investment you can make in your life, since you are the instrument. Due to the fact that overindulging in one area indicates neglecting another, it is vital to pay attention to each area in a balanced manner. On the other hand, one of the advantages of sharpening your saw in one dimension is that it has a knock-on effect in another dimension, which is a good consequence because the 2 dimensions are interrelated. For instance, if you pay attention to your physical health, you will unintentionally bring about improvements in your mental health as well. As a result, this results in an upward spiral of growth and transformation, which in turn assists you in becoming more self-aware. In order to ascend up the spiral, you will need to acquire new knowledge, make a commitment, and perform an increasing amount of tasks. This will allow you to become a more effective person over time.